You're the cat in Schrödinger's box, both alive and dead, observed and unobserved. And you are gently lowered into the box. You're the cat, not a cat, the cat, the one they put in the box to prove a point. And the lid closes with a soft click, and darkness settles in, but it isn't empty. You can almost hear your own heartbeat. Or maybe it's the other cats? Or maybe it's just the sound of attention turning back on itself. At first, nothing moves. Or rather, everything moves in a way that cancels itself out. You try to locate your body, but your body doesn't behave like something fixed. It shifts depending on where you place your attention, like it's made of decisions you haven't made yet. And every time you try to settle into one version of yourself, another one appears beside it, equally possible, equally unfinished. And then, without any warning, time splits into two stereo channels. In your left ear, there is a funeral. People speaking softly, carefully choosing words like, that would make your absence feel meaningful. And in your right ear, there is a birthday party. Laughter, colors, someone calling your name, a cake you haven't touched yet. And both are happening now. Not one after the other, not one instead of the other, but at the same time. Like two tracks playing over each other, and neither one fully winning. And so you listen, trying to decide which one is real. But the moment you lean toward one, it glitches and flips. And the grief becomes celebration, and the celebration becomes grief. It's not unstable, it's precise. It's showing you something you keep trying to simplify. Half of you is dead, half of you is alive. And both are true until someone looks. But then the question lands differently than it should. Who is looking? You wait for the answer, but instead, the box starts to stretch a little bit. Not physically, but just not in a way that you can measure, but in a way that makes the idea of inside and outside feel less solid. And the walls stop behaving like limits and start behaving like assumptions. Welcome in your universe. The box becomes the universe. And the universe becomes a thought. Not a big thought, nor important one, just the kind that keeps repeating because no one has questioned it. You try to move again, but every movement branches. You reach forward and there are 10 versions of that reach, each one slightly different. None of them fully happening. It's not that you are stuck, it's that you never finish anything long enough for it to become real. Everything stays in the stage where it still could be something else. And so maybe a clock appears in front of you and it has no hands. It still ticks. You can hear it, steady and indifferent, marking something that isn't being measured. And you realize it's not tracking time, it's tracking hesitation. And then this familiar voice, calm and reasonable, tells you to wait until you are sure. It sounds like it cares about you. Another voice, quieter but more precise, asks you when that has ever actually worked. And so you start to notice the pattern, not as an idea, but as something you're doing in real time, in real life. Because you're the cat in a Schrödinger's box, both alive and dead. You're both safe and exposed at the same time, and you keep checking which one is true. And you're alive in potential, but frozen when it comes to action. And the box is what keeps it that way. And then you're waiting to be certain before you move. But certainty only exists after you move. You feel how your life stays open-ended because you never let it become deeply decided. And you are observing yourself, sometimes instead of living. And the observation keeps replacing action and movement and living. And then you notice how not choosing keeps every version of you intact, but none of them ever touched. You realize the box isn't trapping you. It's simply protecting you from being seen. white rabbit in a waistcoat hops across your chest, checks a pocket watch made of melted clocks and whispers, "You're late for the life you keep postponing." And then it just dissolves into sparkling question marks that float like bubbles and pop into tiny fireworks, spelling "what if" over and over and over. And maybe there is also a caterpillar in the size of your childhood bedroom, and it sits on a giant mushroom. It's actually a giant mushroom cloud, puffing smoke rings that turn into forgotten dreams you once had. It blows one straight at your face and rolls, "Who are you today?" Half of you is dead, half of you is alive. Both are true until someone looks. But who is looking? The box becomes the universe, and the universe becomes a thought. And then the thought puts on a tiny hat, lights a cigarette made of yesterday's regrets, and starts arguing with itself in the corner about whether you're even here. And you feel the split between who you could be and what you actually enter. A hallway of infinite doors where every handle is labeled tomorrow or later. Because you notice that staying possible is simply safer than becoming something specific, something decided. Because specific things can be judged, laughed at, or left. So here is the crack in the box. You're dead when wearing a smile, to be accepted and validated for who you are not. When you edit yourself into something digestible, and alive when you are wearing nothing. It's just nothing that you don't even think about it. Not being proud of it, just being. Vision this. You are floating in zero gravity inside the box. And suddenly the walls turn into mirrors made of old text messages you never sent. Every reflection is you performing, smiling the right smile and nodding the right nod, shrinking just enough to fit the frame someone else built. And then a flock of tiny paper cranes made from your to-do lists flies past, each one carrying a tiny voice that says, "Be more, be less, explain yourself more. And they dissolve into glitter that tastes like the anxiety you swallow every morning with your coffee. But here is the thing that may set you free. What if becoming just one version of yourself was not required? What if you didn't have to choose or try? What if you trying to be just one was the box closing tight? You're dead, you're alive, you're both, and you're neither. And here is the thing. The lid never actually closed. You were never actually trapped. It is a strange box because it looks like your world, but look closely. It's your thoughts and memories about your world. And you are the cat in Schrödinger's box, both dead and alive. And you already see it, how you keep yourself in maybe. You don't fully say it. Don't fully choose it. You don't fully go there. So, what is it you already know you want that you keep not doing? You don't have to answer it now. Just notice where the box is still closing. And here is the piece that shifts everything. You were never the cat. You were the thoughts about the cat. If you want to get out of the box in real life, instead of circling it inside a thought experiment, I go much deeper in my book, Wanting Illusion. It's about how to find direction in life without losing yourself to fear, identity, or fantasy. Listen to the audiobook for free with the link in the description.